Hello again, everybody. It's TJ, the Stereo-Bargainphile, and I'm very pumped up today because today is going to be part 2 review of the IOTA VX SA3 PA3 Integrated Amp Power Amp Stack. But what the Stereo-Bargainphile likes to call the Budget 5 Bandit, where new age, clean, crisp, clarity, and speed meet vintage hi-fi, neutrality, and balance. And this part 2 review is going to start off exactly where part 1 review got cut off. So if you haven't watched part 1, please watch part 1 first. So I'm going to go ahead and upload where I left off. Now here in the back of the stack, a lot of people, what they'll notice and say, well, on the back of this top piece, which is the IOTA VX SA3 Integrated Amplifier, you only have one subwoofer output. And a lot of people nowadays run a 2.2 channel, which means, you know, your two front speakers and two powered subwoofers. Well, to fix that problem, all you got to do is go up to Walmart or somewhere like that. I went ahead and opened this so I could do it with one hand, and buy you this right here. This is the RCA, Audio RCA Y adapter. And let's go ahead and get it out real quick so I can show you all how to hook this up. Here you'll see you'll have one male end and two female ends. Take the male end, plug it right into the subwoofer pre-output. Now, guess what? You can hook up two powered subwoofers. Pretty neat, huh? And then, another great thing at this bottom component down here, which is the IOTA VX PA3, the power amplifier, you know, not only do you have down here your amplifier in coming from your pre-out of your IOTA VX SA3, but you also have another pre-out. So what this is going to allow you to do, a lot of people that like to do bi-amping, that have speakers that are bi-ampable, well, you can use the IOTA VX stack to either run just your bottom woofer or run your top mid-range and your tweeter, because a lot of die-hard audiophiles, they will use this and you will run this pre-out to another amplifier. And a lot of people, you know, they like to use tube amplifiers to run that top end to get more of that holographic imaging. Just a lot of people like that tube-ish sound a lot better than solid state. But then, you know, you could do it either way, or you could use the IOTA VX stack for the top and use a different amplifier. But anyways, the IOTA, this top piece, the IOTA VX SA3 Integrated Amplifier, it's pre-out, full range pre-outs, is 2 volts. The 2 volts run into the IOTA VX PA3 power amp. Then coming out of the PA3 power amp, its pre-out is 2 volt gain also. So now it's finally time to get to what I call popping the hood. But I want to show you on top one more time, because we're looking from the back and we really should be looking from the front. On the top again is your IOTA VX SA3 Integrated Amplifier, and you can see that the positive speaker cable, the way I got it plugged into the 5-way banding post, is all the way on the right side. Even though we're behind it, looks like the left side. But remember, this I'll show you from the front. So this is going to power your right speaker only. Then down here on the power amp, the PA3, you will see the positive speaker cable is running into the far, really left-hand side if you're looking from the front. And this amplifier is going to push your left speaker. So you have an amplifier for each speaker, which is pretty cool. Really cool. And remember, you got to switch it over to mono mode on both when you run the stack. And anytime at all that you are plugging anything in and out, I don't care what it is at all. Even if you're plugging in your Bluetooth dongle into your extension port right here, make sure everything is turned off and unplugged. And the power cable that I was showing you all of Audioquest was actually the Y2. The speaker cables here are actually the X2. And the banana plugs I'm using in this video are the Audioquest BFA 300s. And they are beryllium copper. Beryllium copper. Okay, I'm going to pause this real quick. And I'm going to pop the hood of just the IOTA VX PA3 Power amplifier. Okay, I have popped the hood of the IOTA VX PA3. That is just the power amp. The integrated amp, the SA3, is on the bottom. And let's take a look at the inside of the power amp, IOTA VX. As you can see, we got a really nice size toroidal transformer, 350 volts. You can see over here a lot of attention was paid to detail. We even got shielding when the power comes in with the safeties and your fuses and everything. Here's one set of your filter caps. You have two really nice heavy duty heat sinks. Here's your output stage, transistors. Then you come over here on the other side. See how everything is just separated perfectly. Look over here on the other side. Another big power sink. Your filter capacitors, which each amplifier has a total of 27,200 filter capacitors. I mean, a lot of attention was paid to detail. IOTA Electronics and their engineers done a fabulous job for a budget price point. Fabulous job. Now, all your wires inside, you know they already do. They all already have coating, you know, shielding on them. But you can see they even added a little bit more shielding. I'm getting ready to go from the back here in a minute to show you something. So this is the PA3 we're looking at. And you can see from looking from the front, your positive speaker cable is all the way on the left-hand side. That means it's going to be driving the left-hand speaker. So we go here to the back. I mean, this to be, you know, its size, it is very heavy. The IOTA VX stack weighs about 30 pounds altogether. So we get back here in the back, and you can even see more shielding here on cables. It's like double shielding. They done an excellent job keeping everything separated. And like I was telling you all before, having two amplifiers, you know, for each speaker is really awesome. It really cuts down on that noise, that interference of other electronics that put off that radio frequency. Having all the shielding and the layout and having two separates, not having the amplifiers all in together, this really cuts down on the noise level and enhances the total sound signature through the whole frequency range. So there's the inside of the power amp. I mean, all together, when you're running both amplifiers, you are getting a total of 54,400 microfarad capacitance. That's pretty awesome for 100 watts at 8 ohms and 180 watts at 4 ohms. So I'm going to pause it real quick and get to my conclusion, my overall conclusion. Okay, now for my conclusion. Now, as you can see, I took the IOTA VX stack and I put the SA3 integrated amp on the bottom and I put the PA3 power amp on the top. So let's get straight to the conclusion. First and foremost, I want to say that I am very, very impressed with the IOTA VX stack. I'm even impressed with just the IOTA VX SA3 Integrated amp all by itself. I mean, for its price point, you know, the IOTA VX SA3 is $499 US. Now that's on their sale price. Normally, the IOTA VX SA3, this bottom piece, all by itself was normally $549. Now your power amp here on the top, the PA3, it sells for $399. And I'm telling you all the truth when I tell you this. If an audio company would have sent me the IOTA VX stack and said, hey, we ain't put a price point on it, nothing at all yet, you tell us how much money do you think it sounds like? What should we sell it for? And you know, I think the top end, the top price, if I was to hear this and break it in 120 hours like I have so far, I got 120 hours all together in the IOTA VX stack. You know, I would guess it was the highest, I would say $1,399. That would be $799 for the IOTA VX SA3 and $599 for the IOTA VX PA3. So yes, you're getting a good, you know, you're getting a good bargain for that dollar, big time. And another thing I want to say is when you buy it brand new, you get a full 2-year warranty. I will tell you, the Bluetooth dongle, I know a lot of audiophiles kind of frown down on Bluetooth codecs, but Bluetooth just keeps getting better and better and better. And I think in the US right now, the Bluetooth dongle goes for like $35 to $40. I'm sorry, you all, I've had a bad cold and my voice is messing up on me. But you know, under 40 bucks, you know, you can hook it straight up in the back. And I use Spotify. I play high-res files. And I'm telling you, some of them high-res files sounds just as good as a good mastered CD. It don't sound, you know, and that's the best Bluetooth I've heard so far in this last year, is hooked up with the total IOTA VX SA3. And I've done 2 other reviews. You know, you can look down in the videos. I've done 2 other reviews of Bluetooth receivers, this dedicated Bluetooth receivers. But when you use the Bluetooth dongle of IOTA VXs, it uses the Wolfson DAC that's built inside of the IOTA VX SA3. And you know, I just think it's a great deal. You know, you're getting 30 pounds of Class AB power. You're getting an amplifier, you know, one for the left speaker, one for the right speaker. So you're separating, you know, all that noise that can build up inside one box. You get more of a sound like you would with separates. And that's another thing I want to talk about. If you're somebody that has some old vintage, you know, like a really good amplifier and a preamp, and your preamp just, you know, your vintage preamp doesn't have that newer, clean, crisp clarity and that speed and those really good details, you know, it's not real refined sounding. Well, let me tell you something. If you look down in my videos, you will see I actually went through an Onkyo Integra M504. Got big VU meters, big power, heavy. I used the IOTA VX SA3 Integrated amp that you can also use as a preamp. And I ran the pre-outs from the SA3 straight to that amp, and I could not believe how good it sounded. So, you know, the IOTA VX SA3 only being $499, well, that's even a good price just to use it only as a preamp. That's right, it sounds very good as a preamp. Actually, right now, I'm overhauling a preamp because I was having such a hard time finding a preamp or an integrated amp under $600 that sounded better than the Pioneer Elite SX-N30 that I've been using, and it's pretty much been, you know, the gatekeeper. Here, let me put it inside the video. Here's what I've been using. Now this Pioneer 2-channel Class AB, it was $799 US new. And I finally found something that was a level, you know, above it, in my opinion, the IOTA VX Stack, and it's a total of $899 US. And to me, that is a steal. I mean, a big time steal. I mean, when you use the whole IOTA VX Stack, you know, even on my hard to drive Polk Audio LSIM 703s that are rated at 200 watts at 8 ohms, which they drop down in the ohms a lot, especially when the bass hits. I know they're dropping down to like 5, 6, and maybe even sometimes when it's hit low, dropping down to 4 ohms. I know it does. But the IOTA VX Stack just controls them very, very well. And that's very impressive. But I want to go ahead and, you know, wrap this whole review up. And I just want to say that IOTA Electronics done an amazing job with the IOTA VX Stack. A lot of attention was paid to details. And you know, I'll tell you like this. If you buy just the IOTA VX SA3 Integrated amp, you're getting your cake. But if you also buy the IOTA VX Power amplifier, the PA3, well, you're eating it too. So basically, you're getting your cake and you're eating it too. Because even at low volumes, oh, it's got that good, you know, that good low-end punch. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Eon at IOTA VX, the owner and one of the lead engineers, thank you for sending this to the channel for a review. I really appreciate it. And Sean from Zero Fidelity, another YouTube stereo audio reviewer. He actually helped me out with that process. I want to give a huge big thank you to Sean. And I'm just going to tell you all something real quick. Sean's been helping me out for the last year, you know, on recommendations, on stuff to buy, you know, good stuff that you can get for a real bargain deal. I just want to say, Sean, I really appreciate all your help a whole lot. And I even told Sean, I was like, hey, man, you done so much for me in the last year. I'll put you on my Christmas list. And Sean said, oh, no, don't get me nothing, man. Don't do that. The only thing I want you to do is give a truthful, straight-up review of the IOTA VX Stack. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, I went out and got this guy. I bought him some really nice, you know, cutting boards, a set of stuff, a couple of HD CDs. But all Sean from Zero Fidelity wanted was for me just to do a truthful review. And that's pretty awesome. And this is my complete review of the IOTA VX Stack. And until next time, this is TJ Stereo-Bargainphile. Peace.